so we're going to, I want to start in the middle. Wait, it's the bottom of the front page, and then we'll go to the back page here in a minute. So this is called function operations. Okay, operations just refers to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Okay, so let's go over them. They're not bad. Okay. F and G, pay attention to which F equation you're using and which G equation you're using. It changes for every problem. Okay, so just be careful you're looking at the right one. We don't write both of these things every time. It's just your notes, so I'm showing you that this is the same as that. It's just different ways of writing it. Okay. So F for this problem would be 2x minus 8. Okay. And then I'm adding F plus G. So I'm going to add G, and G for this problem is negative 5x plus 2. Okay. So there it is, just F plus G. F is the red one, G is the orange one. Okay, so what you do, that's how you set it up. After that, you just combine like terms. Okay, so X goes with X. And so if I add those numbers, those add to negative 3x. And if I add negative 8 and 2, that gives you negative 6. And that's your answer. Okay? Just combining like terms. So that's how you add two functions. Any question on that one, guys? Okay, let's go to subtract. Do put a little asterisk here on this one, because that one is more, it's harder. Okay. Let me ask you first, is 3 minus 2 the same as 2 minus 3? No. Okay. Order matters for subtraction. For addition, it don't matter, but for subtraction, it does matter. So pay close attention to subtraction. Which one goes first? Which one goes second? So go ahead and write it. Write it how you think it goes. F minus G. Okay, maybe that's probably how a lot of you wrote it. Okay. That's how I would have written it too, but be careful. This is not correct. Okay, let me show you why. Okay, let me explain. Once I explain it, it'll make sense why. You guys know that you're subtracting the G function. Everybody here knows that. I'm subtracting the G function. But if you write it like this, I know you didn't mean to, but you're actually just subtracting half of the G function, not all of it. But you want to subtract all of it. Okay, so how do we fix that? Simple, we just put a parenthesis. Okay, so here you have to put that parenthesis. And here's why. Here's what really happens. That's just really a negative 1. And that one multiplies to both of those. And so here's what happens. 2x minus 8. Negative times a negative is a positive. Negative times a positive is a negative. So you see it changes the signs not just to this one, but to that one. And if you don't distribute that negative, it's only gonna change this sign, but not this sign. So it's really important that you flip both. Okay. After that, it's just the same. X's add with x's, so 7x. And numbers add with numbers. So negative 10. That's your final answer. Does that, be honest with me, does that make sense why you have to put a parenthesis on it? You guys understand? Okay. The law students will miss this problem because of that, because they don't put the parentheses. Okay, so that one's subtraction, order matters, that's it. Let's go on to the next one, which is multiply, okay? Usually with multiplication, we don't use that asterisk, we use like a solid dot, so, and it's in the middle, so go ahead and change that up, just so you can use the right one. And again, we're gonna do F times G. So, 2x minus 8, and 5x plus 2. Okay, so this is how you multiply two binomials, you put parentheses. You might have learned FOIL, first, outside, inner, last, I think is what it stands for. I don't like to use FOIL because FOIL doesn't work if there was 3 parts or 4 parts, like a trinomial. So here's how I do it. Okay, I take this first number, including the sign, so it's a negative, and you multiply it times those two. So that would be negative times a negative is a positive, negative times a positive is a negative. And that takes care of this one. And then I'll do the same thing, but for this one, okay? Now, in a minute, after I multiply this times both of those, I'm gonna add all this. So knowing that I'm gonna add all this, I have to be strategic about where I put these numbers. Okay, so here's what I mean by that. What's 2x times negative 5x, guys?
Negative 10x squared.
Very good, okay, so negative 10x squared. You cannot add x squared with x. So that's why I put it off to the side. Because they don't add together, okay? Now, 2x times 2, that's 4x. 4x does add to 40x, so that's why I lined those up together, okay? So doing that is not a have to, but it'll save you time if you line them up right, okay? So after this, we just add them. That one just drops down because there's nobody else like that one. And that's your answer. You should have done that a lot in Algebra 2, multiplying binomials, and you'll do that a lot in here too, so it'll become second nature. But any question right now on that process? You good? Okay. What operation are we missing? Anybody notice?
Division.
Division, okay. We added, we subtracted, we multiplied. Divide, it's its own, it's like a big deal, so we'll actually we'll spend day or days just on division. You did it last year, you should have in Algebra 2, I don't know if you remember. You guys remember synthetic division? It's like a box, right? So we'll do that more. Okay, go to the top middle. Let's go here to the top. So these, you guys know how to do these already, so I don't want to spend too much time. You're just plugging this number into the x's, right? Now this one I do want to do, so go ahead and plug that number in there and go ahead and evaluate it because there's a very common mistake that happens and we need to fix it so you don't make that common mistake. And you're just computing little numbers, so 2, a 2, and a 1. So you would think we would all get the same answer, but we won't. It's okay if you do it in your head, it's okay if you use your calculator. On the yellow calculators, on the TI-84s, if you plug this in, it will give you -4 because it's following order of operations. Okay, so it's squaring first and then multiplying by negative. But everybody here knows that when you square a number, it's times itself. So -2 times -2 is really +4. Okay, so just be careful with that. If you got a different answer, it's because of that. It's not a -4, it's a +4. So 2 times -2 would be -4 minus 1. And so those cancel. And your final answer should just be -1. How many of you got -1? Just be careful with that, because that's a very common mistake. Okay, questions, guys, on add, subtract, multiply, divide, or plugging in the number? Okay, let's go now to the computation.